Hello, and welcome to this guided presentation on technology intelligence, the end of technology waste. Today, I'll take you through 3 key things you need to consider when attempting to gain clarity about the technology you own, and more importantly, how it is used. Hi, my name's Peter Taylor, and over the next 20 minutes or so, we'll dive into the following 3 areas: visibility, optimization, and governance. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term technology intelligence, let me explain what it is and the benefits it can bring to your organization. Technology intelligence is an activity that enables organizations to identify the technological opportunities and threats that could affect the future growth and survival of your business. It aims to capture and disseminate the technological information needed for strategic planning and decision making. As technology life cycles shorten and businesses become more decentralized, having effective technology intelligence capabilities is becoming increasingly important. Technology intelligence cuts across many different parts of the IT ecosystem, from the desktop to the data center, mobile, and the cloud. With a foundation of accurate and trustworthy technological data, you can feel confident that you're making informed decisions which will protect your organization, not put it in a position of risk. Let's kick off with the first of our 3 topics for today, visibility, which is the fundamental outcome of technology intelligence. When you can see all your technology in a single pane of glass, it gives you a perspective of how large and complex your technology estate and investments are. And with this perspective comes the power to make more informed decisions about what technology you need, don't need, and what technology is possibly putting your organization at risk. This is the technology intelligence platform from Snow Software, which Data3 provides to customers as part of our technology intelligence solutions. Coupled with our deep expertise in this space, the technology rapidly removes the barrier to greater technology intelligence for many organizations. Furthermore, Data3 also hosts the platform in Microsoft Azure in Australia and have built an information security management system around our solution, which is aligned to the ISO 27001 standard, ensuring our customers' information is always protected. As we look at each of these visuals, we can quickly see the current state of our technological ecosystem, including high-level overviews of the types of technology we are using and how that is trending over time. This view is perfect for busy executives who just want to see the headlines. But for those of you who need to get down and dirty with the data, that is where we're heading now. The starting point for most of the analysis that businesses perform when trying to understand their investment in technology begins with what they own. Which devices have we purchased? What software have we licensed or subscribed to? And what is that investment going to keep costing me over time? Which brings me to mistake number 1. Commonly, we see businesses rely on purchasing data to get to this point. But the key mistake we make in using purchasing data is that it's static and so never updated, even if the device's configuration or primary user changes. What compounds this issue is the record was likely manually keyed into the purchasing system, which is prone to error. What's more, if there are poor on and offboarding processes, or the disposal process is not well defined, we can end up with an even worse data set we're working from. Clearly, using a manually created, static data set is not fit for purpose in today's ever-changing, fast-paced technological world of self-service provisioning of software and services. So what's the right way to do this? Well, this is what's different about the technology intelligence platform and why so many organizations are investing in this critical capability. Each record you see here has been created automatically by the inventory agent that is deployed to each device. The record is updated every 24 hours to ensure you're always looking at current, accurate information. It collects granular information about each device, including the last known and primary user of the device, attributes about the device, including things like serial number, processor type, and how much disk space there is, and if there are any peripheral devices, such as monitors, connected to it. We can also identify what type of device it is, set organizational structures for detailed cost center reporting, and keep track of who last updated the custom fields for each record. But perhaps the most powerful perspective generated from the inventory agent is the dynamic data showing all applications installed on the device, and those applications being accessed via the browser only, which can be identified by the suffix cloud. You may have also noticed how cleanly presented the data is, which is due to the data intelligence service provided by the platform, which normalizes the raw names collected, defines what applications are licensable, and provides other valuable data points, such as upgrade, downgrade paths, license metric, and more, which is information that is not discoverable by inventory technologies, and is a great example of what makes this solution different to solutions like Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager. Which brings me to mistake number 2. SCCM is not a suitable solution for technology intelligence or software asset management. For complete visibility across all landscapes, including the cloud, you need the right tool for the job, for all the reasons I just mentioned and the reasons I'm about to. Speaking of the cloud, the inventory agent collects usage data from every device without any additional configuration or rules being created, meaning organizations get accurate usage data across all applications, regardless of how they're consumed, be it locally or via the browser as a cloud application like Brightcove here. This is critical data to making optimization and cost identification simpler, but more on that in a moment. We also have situations where hybrid deployment is used, such as Microsoft Office 365. Click to Run gets installed on the local machine, but we can also use the web apps too. If we were using traditional inventory techniques or unsuitable inventory technology, such as SCCM, we would miss critical usage information without the cloud metering capability of the technology intelligence platform, and be making poor decisions about hybrid technology with only half the picture, potentially wasting valuable money. With the technology intelligence platform, you get a complete usage view across both the desktop and web apps, providing the total perspective. So that's the end user computing, applications, and cloud visibility covered. But what about the data center? Once we make an API connection between our platform and your hypervisor, we can instantly see and keep track of your data center environment. By deploying the inventory agent to each server, we get the same granular information about each server, which is critical to ensuring we completely understand your computing landscape. The biggest costs and risks commonly live in the data center, and this is a critical environment to get visibility into. When we want to review what is happening in our data centers, we can click on a particular cluster and see the details about it. If you want to know which physical hosts are in this cluster, you can open the Host tab and see a list of all the hosts that have been auto-discovered by the integration and details about each. By clicking on a host in this view, you'll then be able to focus in on just that physical server and everything about it, including the specific virtual machines on that host. If you wanted to see all virtual machines in the cluster, regardless of their host, you can navigate back to the cluster view and then select the Virtual Machines tab to get to this information. As with the Devices view before, there is an Applications tab, which provides a total view of all applications within the cluster, showing how many physical or virtual machines are running the software. From a hypervisor perspective, it's good to know what features you're using, as this can greatly impact performance, end user experience, and introduce licensing risk. We can also integrate with most clouds to show us your IaaS consumption, and then target those virtual machines for inventory agent deployment too. Once the agent is installed, you'll get the same rich data you've seen earlier. To round out the visibility topic, there's a component of your technology investments that can't be automatically discovered, and that's your entitlements. Some technology vendors offer portals to give you somewhere to see what you've bought in the past, and these vary in quality, history, and always require you to remember multiple logins to every vendor licensing portal to retrieve that information. What's worse is these portals cannot use the intelligence you've built about your environment and help you optimize your investments or gauge a position of overage or shortfall. The Technology Intelligence Platform allows organizations to store all their hardware and software agreements in the system, keep them up to date, assign them to business units or end users, and use the records to accurately budget and forecast for future spend based on your actual usage of the technology versus what you own. The platform provides a complete solution for technology visibility and management of all assets you use and own. Just as important as having this information is sharing it with your peers and the teams who need it most. The platform uses role-based access to allow each user to build their own dashboards and reports, and for those who maybe don't need day-to-day access, but just want information every now and again, You can schedule reports you build to be delivered to them via email or saved to a file location. With this intelligence, you can now make informed decisions about the technology you use and informed decisions on how to reduce risks and drive down cost. Which brings us to our second topic for today, optimization. There are two ways for an organization to save money with software. You either make a direct saving by not renewing something, like cancelling a subscription, or you avoid the spend by making an informed decision about how you will or won't use that technology moving forward. That decision could mean you buy significantly less of it than you otherwise would have, which is impossible without the foresight delivered by technology intelligence. Effective optimization is something that's only achievable with quality data. If you don't know what you have or how you're using it, it's impossible to effectively optimize without risking compliance or the end user's experience. Like with the technology visibility dashboard, overviews can be built to help us identify possible areas of optimization to focus on, from expiring contracts, unassigned software licenses, and unused software. There are loads of opportunities for you to save money and make better decisions about the technology you use and continue to invest in. To get really pointed in our cost-saving efforts, a very quick way to see immediate cost avoidance and savings opportunities is to review which software you have deployed but aren't using. The Technology Intelligence Platform collects all usage information across all software deployed and consumed via the cloud and provides this information in a single report. What's more, if you update the software records with the amount of money it costs to buy it, you can instantly build a real dollar value saving or avoidance position. Based on unused software and financial values in this demonstration dataset, you have already identified 366,000 instances of software that are not being used and can potentially be removed, equating to a saving or avoidance opportunity for the organisation of $122 million. Even if we only get to 10% of this opportunity, that's still potentially $12.2 million off the bottom line. Once you identify the applications you want to target, you can either run a report to identify all instances of the software or drill into the specific application from here, which will show you the devices and users that are accessing the software. Using this information, you can build a remediation strategy to remove the spend risk and realise the savings. For those who use automation software, such as Snow's Productivity Optimizer, you can even automate this task, making it even easier to recognise these savings on the fly. One of the biggest growth titles over the past few years has been Microsoft 365, an investment that requires constant attention to avoid cost blowouts from subscriptions being incorrectly assigned to accounts, the wrong subscription level being assigned, and other waste areas such as point solutions like Power BI Pro going left assigned but unused. Quite possibly the most common optimization opportunity with Office 365 comes from the incorrect assignment of subscription level for the user's actual needs. Just one way to save money is to ensure your users only have the tech they need and they're not oversubscribed. In this report, you get a consolidated view across all devices of each user's activity with Office 365. These users have not used the Office Pro Plus component of any of their inventory devices for at least 90 days. They may be able to use a lower plan instead, which does not include Office Pro Plus. Like Microsoft Office 365, Adobe Creative Cloud is a common title where overspend can occur. In a similar way to Office 365, expensive bundles like the Creative Cloud All Apps subscription are commonly purchased and assigned to users who perhaps only need one or two of the applications, not the entire suite. The Technology Intelligence Platform reviews each person's use of the point applications to make recommendations on which subscription would be best for which user, a full all application suite or a single application license. A quick fun fact, the SaaS market has been predicted to grow by 241% between 2017 and 2022, according to Gartner. And 80% of formal IT spend is predicted to be business-led by 2024, according to a study performed by Snow Software. Furthermore, on average, an organization's SaaS portfolio changes by 60% every year, according to SaaS platform developer Blissfully. SaaS is a highly fluid asset that, if unmanaged, can lead to significant wasted spend. Ensuring you're continually reviewing and optimizing your SaaS spend is critical to ensuring overspend risk is reduced or completely removed from your business. The Technology Intelligence Platform through integrations with some of the world's largest software vendor solutions, provides organizations with a dynamic overview of their use and consumption of this technology, enabling you to stay on top of your SaaS spend and ensure you are only paying for what you're using. There's a plethora of ways the information contained within the technology intelligence platform can be used to uncover optimization opportunities. You just need to look. The progressively digital workplace presents new security and data protection challenges. The boundaries of today's organizations are much more blurred. The pandemic has accelerated an already significant trend of remote working. The resulting technology sprawl, lack of information governance, and security implications has caught many organizations on the back foot. At the same time, the number and sophistication of attacks has exponentially increased. Another fun fact, the FBI estimates that cyber attacks have risen 300% since March 2020, yet IT teams were already under the pump trying to manage an average of 5,000 alerts a day, according to Cisco. Adding to the visibility and optimization tiers, Data3's technology governance service, powered by Snow Risk Monitor, delivers dynamic security and data protection information. It includes powerful dashboards and insights into some of your organization's security posture, offering ongoing proactive monitoring and assessment of your environment's software vulnerabilities and personal data risks. The solution cross-references information gathered from the furthest reaches of your digital estate with the US's National Vulnerability Database, a continually updated record of more than 9 million known software vulnerabilities. Let's jump in and take a look. Straight away, you get an overview of the software vulnerabilities in your environment on the home dashboard. You can see how many vulnerabilities have been identified and how many devices, users, and applications are impacted by those vulnerabilities. You can immediately see the crossover of applications that are both vulnerable and also have the ability to store personally identifiable information, or PII. As a sophisticated hacker or state actor, this would be considered a high-value target that is easier to breach and would be an immediate area of concern to be addressed. For the security professionals amongst us today, this next view is where the value lives. From this report, you can quickly apply powerful filters to your inventory data, focusing on the things that matter most to you at a given time. Perhaps knowing which applications in your environment carry a base severity of critical is the most important thing to review first. Moving to the applications view, perhaps you want to find a particular vulnerability you've been made aware of. Perhaps it's a new one that poses a significant risk to the business. Again, it's simple to narrow down the scope and find how many impacted devices or users there are. Ask yourself, how much time would be wasted in a security incident response by trying to identify which devices were impacted if you didn't have this type of information? Additionally, how are you able to proactively get ahead of these issues before they have the potential to become security events or incidents? Another important security requirement for organizations is how you manage, store, and protect your employees' and customers' personally identifiable information. There are now large fines imposed on organizations who don't adequately protect this information, but it can be hard to know where to start. When regulations came into effect, organizations were scrambling to try and identify where PII was stored and how they were going to protect it. With the technology intelligence provided by the platform, organizations can quickly see where they have applications that store PII, who's accessing that technology, and if the device it's on has basic security enabled, such as antivirus software, a VPN, or has any vulnerable applications installed. The user view is very powerful because if they've been targeted in, say, a phishing activity and breached, you can quickly see what PII applications they had access to and were using. The final part of this demonstration I want to take you through is the application lifecycle views, which provide a proactive view into when applications in the environment are coming up for end of support and end of life. Maximizing the value of this information, you're also able to see what the upgrade path is for the application to help with remediation planning. Immediately, you can see how many applications are in or out of support, and again, you can drill down into the detail and find out which devices and users are impacted. You can't protect what you can't see, and with technology intelligence, we illuminate the dark spots of the network and bring intelligence to the forefront, enabling you to make informed and smarter decisions based on the facts. As we navigate remote workforces, rising cyber threats, and pressure to save costs, you need to answer 4 important questions. How can I get a complete, clear view of my fragmented technology landscape? Can I rely on my data to be accurate and available at a moment's notice? What technology choices will deliver the best value, and how do I budget accordingly? How do I support a secure digital environment? Technology intelligence sets the foundations for organizations to achieve all of these things and get the best return possible from their technology investments. I would encourage you to find out more about where your organization is from a technology intelligence perspective and see how much money you could be saving by implementing technology intelligence. We've prepared 2 online assessment tools which just take a few minutes to complete, and will provide you with a report at the end detailing where you are in your own technology intelligence journey and how much money you could possibly save via a well-managed technology intelligence practice. Finally, I'd like to thank you for your time, attention, and I look forward to speaking with you in the very near future. Thank you.